All right, here we go. Testing, testing. You guys hear me? Beep boop. Cool. Good stuff. All right. All right. So, I had to go to the store because we don't have any groceries. So we don't have any food. I'm gonna do this pretty quick. Here is what's going on. So we got a dip last night. I left some bids. Originally, I had bids that didn't quite get filled here. Actually, no. Okay, so let's go over everything that happened. The first thing that happened, this dip here, I bought this support level, but then I kind of panicked and I closed for break even, which is kind of frustrating, but you know, that happens. Then we kind of like sandwiched up here. There's like this stuff right here, this sort of sandwich activity is really annoying, but this is just what happens when you have really low volume. So this is indecision on low volume. You just get these like basically sandwiches, and they can break either way, get really chopped. Um, this is like, yeah, this is like, hundreds of dollars of range in here that you can get chopped if you keep trying to buy or sell. Like if you keep trying to buy this breakout and sell this dip, you're gonna get fucked. So anyways, this is one of the things that happened to me losing money last month, flip-flopping through just low volume chop. Anyways, yeah, we started rolling over. Um, I had orders that didn't get filled on this wick. We had this little bounce up, and then we dipped again, and I got filled on this wick here. Not really sure at this point if we're gonna get a deep dip. I think that if we go for it again, we'll probably looking at 53, otherwise 52.3. These would be the next levels to try. The market's really bullish, but um, just a matter of like all the tension, right? There's this fear that we're gonna get a flush at any moment. I'm not sure we are. So I think the best thing to do is to keep trying to buy dips, shallow dips with tight stops. And if you get stopped out many times, stop, right? Just stop taking that trade. But I think for the short term, taking, you know, you can take something like this, right? Like if I wasn't in a long, next trade to take, I would think would be something like probably something like that. Or you could try and get it on a retest here with a stop below there. That would also probably make sense. That's probably a better trade. And honestly, if we can recover back up to 55, then we're going probably 57. So I would say this trade. I'll take this trade actually, to be honest. So if we get back down into, I'm gonna set some. I'll set some orders right now. So what does that look like? Like this is like 53.8. That's a good magnet level too. This is like essentially the 53.8, 53.9. The 800s and 900s is a good place to buy. 600s are a good magnet, 6,500, and then 300 is a good magnet. Those are basically those magnet levels are essentially, they come from the fact that people have a certain amount of leverage, and then when stops get hit at round numbers, it overshoots by about $100 or so. So anything in the 800s to 900s is a great place to buy, something like that. So I'm just gonna set these orders. So that would look like, and actually this entry was, I think I got in at like 512 or something, but I've been kind of adding and taking off sides a little bit. So we are essentially looking at, I'm gonna leave this stop where it is, but I'll manually manage this if I get filled. That's the plan. So this is a hard stop at 53, but if we kind of wick down here and don't bounce, then I will consider that as an indication to probably get out. That's the idea. So go, something like that. Cool. Not sure if we're gonna get it. We'll see. I think it's a decent chance, and I think if you get it, it's a good trade. Probably a really good trade. Okay, so back to TA. Market's really bullish. Haven't had any close to a flush in, I don't know, a week, something like that. So eventually we're gonna get something, but betting on it is not a good bet, right? So don't try and call the top. I would say that at this point, taking profit on any impulse probably makes sense. So I would personally not be betting. I don't think it's a good bet to continue to hold much farther, other than maybe low leverage swing longs if you're betting on something like 70K or more, or just use trailing stops. But in general, at this point I'm looking to sell impulses and then just get back in on any sort of dips. So that means basically, what do we have? 1, 2, 3. This is like the 9th day essentially since the bottom. Um, so I would look for something like this. Um, I would probably get out of longs around, probably around here, something like this. I would be out of most of my leverage longs. And then from there, it's just a matter of, I would be probably waiting for something to happen. I'll leave a little bit of um, size on. I have a swing long from like 47K, so I'll probably leave. I'll take like half off if we can get up to 57. The rest of it I'll leave. But everything else I'd be out. And then I would be looking to buy any sort of dip. At this point, probably, I mean, we could just keep going, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a squeeze or something followed by like some sort of, something like that. And this would be where I'd want to buy again. So that's kind of the plan. Look for something where it just squeezes insane, especially if the mark price is lagging, derivatives are leading. You always get wicked uh, with trailing stop. Yeah, trailing stops are really hard. I don't really use them, to be honest. I think what makes more sense is to use a stop, regular stop, and then move up the stop price manually. I think that, I mean, trailing stops can make sense in certain situations, but I think in general, manually moving up stops from level to level makes more sense. So if you have a stop, say you had a stop here and you got long here, and you want to keep in the position, and you might move the stop up to here. So you're using the chart um, to identify new places for your stop. Would you buy spot here? If you don't have any spot, yeah, this is a fine place to buy spot. I think it's a lot better than buying up here. I think so. Especially because there's a very real chance you don't have an opportunity to buy spot for a while. Don't forget to recalculate your risk when, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, recalculating your risk when moving stops. Yeah, I mean, even more dynamic than that. You should be thinking about your risk in terms of unrealized P&L all the time, right? So if you're sitting on a huge position that's got a bunch of P&L, you're risking all of that P&L, right, by holding the position. So, anyways, that's basically it. Market is still really bullish. Also, the S&P has been sort of chatting up, but we've fairly well patched from legacy markets at this point. So that'll be interesting to see. But it doesn't hurt. I think in general that's overall good for Bitcoin too, even if we're not necessarily pegged to equity markets anymore. So bottom line, buy dips with tight stops. If it starts to dump really, really hard, stop buying and wait for it to play out. So keep trying to buy dips with tight stops. When FTT degen long. Yeah, I'm done with that. That was one of the things that I talked about in my Medium article. So at least not this month. Focusing on Bitcoin. ETH looks good right now. Yeah, I bought a little bit of ETH, just to like a swing thing, just to have some exposure. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go to the store. Any questions? Here are the Medium articles. Oh, postmortem. There we go. What traded? I didn't. So, um, anything new with Teal Straight? Yes, we're gonna get people off. Like, should be today. So, speaking of that, I got to go to the store so that we can launch the servers. I have to scale up the servers, make sure everything is good. You look out for an email in the next like 12 hours to 24 hours. Okay, we'll tweet about it too. Um, that's it. But talking about what did I lose money on? So I didn't lose money on a single trade. Um, I don't. I at least I'm good. I'm good enough to not. I'm good enough to not just like hope and pray. So I always take um, losses. The problem was um, the problem wasn't that I took a single trade and then just never took the loss. It was a bunch of bad trades, one after the other, which which I think is better in a way. I think that if you get caught in a bad trade that you just can't get yourself to capitulate, that is, I mean, that's something you really need to work on. But that being said, it's not like what I did was result was still terrible. But yeah, so it wasn't like I took a single trade. I lost money over the course of weeks of bad trades. Um, how do I deal with unhappiness? Find people in your life that make you happy. I think that's what you got to do, right? Surround yourself with you gotta find other people out there to talk to, even if it's just online. In the metaverse, find metaverse friends. But no, I mean I don't go outside. Get sunshine. I think you gotta like detach from this whole market for a minute, right? It's an all-consuming thing, and it shouldn't be. So talk to people in chat, make chat friends, then meet up in real life and get married. Then I can post a story about how you met in my chat. Yeah, exercise is great. Open your windows. I mean, even just open your windows, get some air in, honestly. But yeah, listen to music. I think routine. I not not that I'm one, but I'm one to talk. My routine has been fucked for a while, and that's part of I think my problem. But yeah, get a routine, get a rhythm. I think that's also really important. I'm working on it. Um, all right, guys. You need advice. You blew up an account. Not financial ruin, but any tips on getting it back? Yeah, well, you're talking to. I mean, I had my worst month ever last month just from bad trading. The bottom line is there's no getting it back, and you can't try and get it back. So you basically just have to reset your mind. Start. It's got to be. You've got to start over. Um, and completely detach from the idea that you can get it back. So you're basically starting from scratch. Imagine you're first starting out trading. Trade is its own trade, and there is no trying to make it all back. Um, and from there, then it's just a journey of getting good at trading. Um, I don't know where you are in that journey, but the first thing is to stop. Forget. You have to detach yourself from whatever money you maybe once had, or P&L or whatever. There's just no getting it back. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna go to the store, get some food, get get coding, try and finish all the mini tasks. Um, I yeah, I've recorded both of these sessions. I'm working on getting a pipeline to get these things on YouTube. So, um, for people who miss it. So I will try and do that when I get back from the store. Okay, guys, good stuff.